We're going to do a little analysis on arms and hands. So 3 simple points to remember when it comes to the arms and hands. They need to have a purpose, a story, be driven with intention, or at rest, one or the other. Avoid straight angles without purpose, right? A straight angle without purpose is going to feel unnatural. Avoid right angles without purpose. Right angles, up. This is very unnatural. It's a very high action, high energy type look, okay? So avoid right angles without purpose, avoid. And what I mean with without purpose is if you want, look, if I'm Pz7 and I shoot the 5D Mark IV, I'm gonna do this because I wanna feature the camera and that's what this is about, right? But if this is a picture of Pz7 and I just happen to shoot Canon, I'm gonna do this, where it takes a much smaller presence in the frame than this, correct? So just understand that when you bring hands up to right angles or give energy to an object, there needs to be a reason in the frame. Okay, so let's look at a couple different images. So notice how there's a bend in the elbow, but we're avoiding a right angle, right? It's just a right angle would be coming straight out like this. We're letting the arms go back and then letting it tip down. We're keeping the attention on her by using the leading line of the veil that goes up and into her eyes. Her eyes are coming to the camera. The bouquet is a big part of this image, but it's not the emphasis of the image, correct? And we're not being pulled to it by anything because there's not enough energy being given to it. Okay, hand holding, arms at rest, and just relaxed. She's hand holding on her dress. That arm is at rest. His other arm is at rest. One hand is posed. Okay, this is an example of what we're going to talk about later on, which is basically mimicking, when both hands are doing the exact same thing. Not only are the arms too straight, but they're both doing the same thing. When have you ever gone to a curtain and went, like, that's not natural, right? So if we want something to look natural, we bring one hand lower, we create soft bends, we create soft wrists, and we open it like you would naturally. If you think about it in life, when do you ever go and, like, how awkward is it if everything I do is with 2 hands doing the exact same thing? Nobody ever does that, right? We go and grab it, one hand's doing something else, I'm gonna go do this. So we need to keep that realism up. Okay, arms and hands with purpose. Her arm is going up and around. I'd like to see a little bit more of her fingers so we could see it on that side. His arm's going up and around. Her arm is actually straight down in this, but what makes it okay? It's hanging straight, right? We said avoid straight angles without purpose. What makes this okay? The bouquet. Because the bouquet is literally hanging at rest, and it's clear that she's holding it. We have a question on this side?
So it's a little off topic, but in that picture you said you wanted to see more fingers, but sometimes people recommend not showing hands or fingers because it kind of appears as a ghost hand or
spooky hands.
Spooky hands.
We're going to talk about spooky hands in a little bit.
Okay.
The reason why this doesn't appear like spooky hands is because you can actually see where the hand is coming from. See how the arm's coming up? So because we can see the arm going up, it'd be nice to see more of the fingers because we do see the arm. If you didn't see the arm and you just saw the fingers, you get spooky hands, and we'll talk about that. Jen.
So for this one,
This one?
Yeah, this one, even if she didn't have the bouquet, wouldn't it still be purposeful because her other hand is wrapped around him?
It might feel like if you're holding a bouquet or you're holding a camera and you're at rest, it makes sense for the tension to pull your elbow straight, right? But if you're not holding something, when is there enough tension to actually cause that arm? See how like my arm's at complete rest right now? It'd be unusual if it were like this, right? As soon as I extend like this, that becomes unusual unless something is weighing it down and that object is at rest. Does that kind of make sense? So if there weren't something there, you'd be fine to leave it straight, but just with that natural soft bend in the arm. Let's look at this one. So in this one from Photographing the Bride, I love this angle of going down and up across the arm. What I'd like to avoid is the right angle of it. So it feels very awkward and unnatural to try and bring the arm up to a right angle like this, and you get this weird crease in the back, and it's really uncomfortable. So instead, you have them hold lower. So it's a softer angle, softer wrists, and that's what we have here. We're avoiding the right angle. We're drawing this arm is again hanging straight because the bouquet is hanging from the arm, right? So we're okay. Okay, this hand, the bouquet's on his back, for crying out loud. When is that ever okay? But is there a problem with this shot? No? Because you can see her arm going up and over, and she's kind of resting it on his back, and that's fine. But if you think about it, it's a very unusual placement of a bouquet, yet it doesn't feel weird, right? If you were to hold the bouquet in any other way, where's our succulents, my succulents. Joe, come up here for a sec. I want to demonstrate with you. Okay. Let's go this side. I'm going to be the woman. I want my light.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. So putting a bouquet over here is kind of odd, is it not? But as soon as it's at rest and it's just part of it, then for some reason it just all of a sudden feels, oh, stop it, stop it. Let's keep a natural distance, buddy. So understand that. The other hand, notice that her other hand is going up into his chest, okay? It's not a right angle. A right angle makes it look like you're pushing somebody away, right? Like if I were uncomfortable with this, I would be pressing up against him. That's one of the things that in images it makes, in a lot of images it makes it feel like the woman is actually confronting him because you have broken wrists, right angles with the arm. So as soon as you do this, it becomes, I don't want any interaction. So when we do this, it's so weird. Okay, I'm done with that.
Hi. Is it right angle or is it horizontal line of the arm that's the tension?
I feel like it could be either. Like a horizontal arm in a frame, a horizontal line in a frame is not natural in general, right? Like anything that's going straight down and across the frame is weird. Unless you're playing the piano. Or typing. So, and those are again situations where breaking a rule would actually work, correct? So the whole point of this is to understand the point or the purpose, because if you were taking a shot of somebody actually typing, that's fine. That's what it should be. So that's the next point is rules are actually meant to be broken as long as you break them with purpose. And I had a couple examples of this. One is, this is Matt, this is a fitness shoe. I have a couple fitness examples because we break a lot of the rules. Matt holding on these bars going straight out. His arms are fully extended and then the core is tightened. And what were we trying to show in this?
Muscles.
Strength, muscles. This is a wingspan shot. So we're trying to show the length arm to arm. So there's a purpose behind it and it makes it okay. Likewise, her leg is up, her arms are up. This is a posed shot. Why is that okay though?
Because you're trying to show exactly that.
And what is she doing? What is she? She's doing crunches. Like it makes sense, right? So something that wouldn't make sense in one scene will make sense here because it fits. He's elongating, going straight up with that weight, keeping the wrist or keeping the elbow completely straight. Again, something that's unnatural, but it works fine. It's a fitness image designed to convey height and length. Hers is a yoga pose. She's breaking every single rule there, literally, like physical rules, physics, posing rules, everything. Looks great though. Looks great. Does that make sense? Any questions on arms and hands and placements and stories and all that kind of stuff? Just understand that if there's any bit of energy in the hands, if the hands are doing anything, you need to understand what they're doing in that story. The viewer needs to understand what they're doing in that story. Otherwise, there's going to be a disconnect. Cool? Okay, let's go on to hip spacing.